There are some very practical reasons for outdoor lighting. A lot of entertaining happens in the evening, and good outdoor lighting makes it a safer place to walk. But well-placed outdoor lighting will also create great atmosphere in your garden, so you can enjoy it long after the sun goes down. A decent outdoor lighting setup doesn't have to burn you in the pocket, and you'll be surprised just how easy it is to put in. I'm going to show you how to plan and install lighting at your place. Rightio, I've measured up and drawn a scale plan of our garden. Now I've got two really lovely big trees here I'd like to highlight. So I'm going to put a light at the base of those, one there and there. Now the path down the side of the house, I'd like to put some bollard lights down the side there, just to illuminate that, make it a little bit safer as well. Now around the side of the house, I've got some steps that I'd like to illuminate for safety, and we've got a really nice feature garden. I'm going to put some lights in there as well. Okay, I've had my Sparky attach our outdoor power supply. I've got this situated in the garden just because we're so far away from the house. Normally, you'd have this attached to the side of your house. Now I've got my 150 watt transformer. All I have to do very simply is just plug that straight into the box, and then we run our power lines off that. Now I've plugged in a 150 watt transformer outside, so that means I can plug in a raft of different lights into that, so long as it doesn't exceed 150 watts. Now I can tell that by on the side of my box here, I've got 50 watts for my spotlights I'm going to use to highlight my trees. And I'm going to put these bollards down the side of our path. These are only 1 watt each. So let's just plug all that onto our plant. This tree here, I've got a 50 watt and another 50 watt highlighting that tree. Now I've got 6 1 watt bollards down the side of the path. So let's add all that up. 106 watts. Right, yeah, so I've got 106 watts. I'm well under our 150 watt transformer. Now it's time to run our lines. To run the 1 watt bollards, I'm using a cable with 6 separate power sockets. There's a bunch of different cables and they all work with all the different lights in our system. Start at the transformer and work your way out. The cable I'm using is 15 metres long and has a socket every 2 metres for the lights. Okay, so I'm just going to run my cable all the way out to our farthest point and then plug our lights in from there. Position your lights where they look the best. Each light has an extra 2 metres of cable, which allows you to easily reach the power sockets on the main line. Then it's just a matter of plugging in and hiding the cable to keep things nice and tidy. Thanks to a splitter at the transformer, I'm powering up the other side of the garden too. Okay, I've just run my second line from our transformer. I've just plugged in my 50 watt. Now I'm just about to run my 10 metre extension cable for my second 50 watt to illuminate that tree. Now some of my cables I'm just concealing behind the back of the fence here with cable ties, and other areas I'll be hiding it in the ground about 4 inches down. The good thing about this stuff is if you hit it with a spade, there's no drama whatsoever because it's all low voltage. You're not going to get electrocuted. Now with a little tidy up, I can position the last light and power it up by connecting to the end of the 10 metre extension. Rightio, I'm around the back of the house now, and I've just run this extension cable from my second 150 watt transformer. I'm going to throw that all the way down the path, and I've got a lovely little feature garden here. I'm going to illuminate with 4 of these 20 watt halogens. Now down these steps, I've got these nice little 1 watt. They're just going to sit on the top of the deck nice and flush. So let's add all that up. 4 times 20 watt equals 80 watts, and 7 times 1 watt equals 7 watts. That's a total of 87 watts. We've got 150 to play with. We're sweet as. Okay, I've got this 3-way splitter here. That means I can run one set of wires into our feature garden and then another set of wires down our steps to plug all those in. I've marked the deck where the centre of my 1 watt deck lights will go, and I'm going to use my hole saw to cut out the holes. Okay, so I've just used my 60mm hole saw to drill our hole to take our 1 watt deck light. I've already put our little extension cable on there. I'll fish that down the hole and that'll plug in to our extension. Now after I've done all this, I'm going to hide all this extension cable underneath our deck, save me digging it into the soil. Once connected, pull the cable through the hole and push the light down flush onto the deck. Easy. Right, from our 3-way splitter, I've run an extension cable with 4 outlets on it. It's going to take these 4 20-watt lights. Just plug that in and bury the rest of the cable about 4 inches deep into our garden. And we can just place our light quite nicely under that tree. And once the light goes down, we can get a really good position on that. Rightio, there we go. We've created a nice little bit of depth to our feature garden, made our steps nice and safe. You know what? That really was easy as.